Okay, today we're going to start off with making a fennel crusted salmon over a smoked bacon, apple, and parsnip hash, topped with a little apple fennel butter. First thing what we're going to do is take a small pot. We're going to take our apples, roughly chopped, fennel, half of a cinnamon stick, 1 star anise, half of a fresh vanilla bean. What we're going to do is we're going to scrape the seeds out, get the seeds in there as well as the vanilla bean. Then we're going to top it with apple cider. Okay, you can put enough apple cider just to cover. Stir that around a little bit. Once that gets to a boil, we're going to turn that down to a simmer. This is going to take about 2 to 3 hours to cook. You want this to cook very low and slow. Okay, what you want to do is the apples are going to break down. The fennel again is going to break down. Once that's broken down, nice and all reduced in and full of flavor, we're going to take it, we'll pass it through a food mill. Your end result is going to be an apple fennel butter. Over here, we're going to start the fennel crust. So what we're going to do is we're going to take some fennel seeds and we're going to toast them up. What we do when we toast up the fennel seeds is we get the oil out of the seeds. It becomes very aromatic. We're also going to take a small, maybe about a teaspoon worth of this fennel seed once it's toasted and add it to the fennel apple butter. Once we have that going nice and slow, we're going to start rendering off our bacon for the hash. So here we're going to add some diced smoked bacon, because bacon makes everything better. We're going to start that off low. You don't need that to go high. What you want to do is you want to render out the fat before it becomes crispy. So once we've toasted up our seeds, we're going to take a little, about a teaspoon worth, and we're going to put it into our mixture. The rest of the seeds we're going to put into our spice grinder. I'm going to give that a quick grind. Okay, once we get a nice fine grind on that, put it down on a flat surface. We're going to add some salt and some fresh cracked black pepper. Okay, this is what we're going to coat the fish in, so you want this to be well seasoned. You take a beautiful piece of salmon and you're just going to lightly dab the fennel seed on there. You don't want too much, you don't want it to be too overpowering. With a little bit of olive oil, we take the salmon, show side down first. Okay, we're going to get a nice sear on the salmon and then we're going to flip it. We're going to take some creme fraiche. We're going to add it to the apple fennel. And this should be held at room temperature. As we start to cook our bacon down, we're going to render out the fat. Okay, we're going to use that fat to get some color on the potatoes. We take some diced, peeled Yukon Gold potatoes. This you want to cook a little bit on a high heat because you want to get some color going on those potatoes. Once we get a little bit of color, about 1.5 to 2 minutes on one side, we're going to flip it. You're going to turn it down very low now. Okay, you can either finish this in the pan or you can take your pan and put it into the oven and finish it. So now we're going to add some red peppers, some shallots, and some parsnips. We're going to season this with a little bit of salt and again fresh cracked black pepper. As this starts to cook, we're going to take some fresh thyme. You just pull it off, put some beautiful sprigs of thyme in there. We're going to add the apples. Right, you still want the apples to have some kind of crunchiness. As apples cook down, it releases its sugar, so you don't want them to be too soft. You want a nice bite on them. So now we're going to take our plate right in the center. We're going to lay down our hash. Right on top of that hash, we're going to lay our salmon. We're going to take a spoonful of that apple fennel butter right on the top. Finish off the dish with some fresh thyme just to tie it all together. And you have your fennel crusted salmon.